this week's idea of the week, the perfect tie-in, I like to call it Hello Darkness, My Old Friend, the power of sensory fasting. In a world addicted to constant visual and digital stimulation, true rest isn't just sleeping, as we talked about. It's sensory deprivation. Darkroom meditation works because it removes the brain's primary source of data, primary source, sight, and forces the mind to stop reacting to the outside world and start exploring the inner. And most meditation practices tell you to close your eyes, shut out the world, try to empty your mind. But at the end of the show today, we're going to do the exact opposite. We have a chance to play. We're going to do an entopic meditation, which literally means within the eye meditation. So for those of you who don't get a chance to come and do a darkness retreat, there is a meditation you can do, which is this entopic meditation, which we can play with to give you a small experience of it. How we're going to do that is we're just going to turn on the TV behind your eyelids. You're just going to lean back and enjoy your brain's own private light shut. The concept is, instead of trying to fight your thoughts to clear your mind, you turn 100% of your attention to the visual noise behind your closed eyes. As you talked about with the ones who struggle the most are the deep meditators, have a concept about what they need to focus on, as opposed to being open to the unknown and just what's going to arrive because you can't call it. And there's going to be these swirling colors and moving light patterns and abstract shapes behind the eyes that appear when it's pitch black. And that's the anchor. By treating this internal light show as our focus, we can gently occupy our visual cortex. And it tricks the brain, naturally quieting your inner monologue and dropping you into incredibly deep states of consciousness. Science calls these shifting colors and shapes phosphenes, and you aren't imagining them. You're literally watching your own nervous system's background static as your retinas fire off natural electrical impulses. It's like the universal screensaver for you behind your eyes. And here's where it gets cool. When your brain is deprived of outside visual input, it gets bored and it turns up its internal amplification. This is known as the Ganzfeld Effect. And by focusing on this noise, you force your brain to switch from high stress beta waves into deeply relaxed alpha and theta waves, mimicking the exact state you hit just before you fall asleep whilst staying wide awake. And neuroscientists have actually found that the geometric patterns people see behind closed eyes match the mathematical wiring of your visual cortex. You are looking at the blueprint of human sight. Fascinating stuff. I love this stuff. And the mysticism of it. The ancient yogis called this dark screen and correct me if I'm wrong, the pronunciation, Chidakasha, the canvas of consciousness. They viewed it as a literal bridge between the physical body and the infinite mind. Mystics across traditions, from Kriya Yoga to Taoist alchemy, instructed students to gaze into this internal darkness and focus on the point between the eyebrows. They believe that if you watch the shifting visual static long enough, it stabilizes into a ring of golden light with a blue sphere inside, a phenomena across all people who do it. They call it the spiritual eye, or the opening of the third eye. Some anthropologists believe that humanity's earliest art was inspired by this exact meditation. Like shamanic cultures sitting in pitch black caves would see these geometric shapes dancing in the dark and then paint them onto stone walls. This actually might be our oldest form of spiritual exploration, is this very meditation we're talking about. So we're going to have a chance to play with it at the end. I'm going to take you guys through just a 5-minute meditation. You can go for longer if you want, but we'll do that at the end of the show. Mate, with what I just said, any personal insights within that?
And that's the gateway. That's the gateway to the other side. So if you can let the mind calm enough to have the experience that you've described, and then you focus on that golden light with the blue center to the point where you absorb into it. And then that's when your consciousness, your attention can slip up out of the body, and then you can head up into the astral, the causal, cosmic, and all the different layers.
Right.
So that first step, when we talked about earlier about the milestones, the inner milestones linked to the paths, that golden light with the blue center is the first inner milestone that tells you you've been able to focus your attention and see the third eye, and you have a direction to go.
Yeah, I remember going back to our shared teacher, our master's George, going deep into the layers portals, if you will. It goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And when you think you've gone the deepest, another world opens up again and again and again. And you get,
Yeah, there's a lot in there.
there's a lot in there. Again, the joy of where science meets mysticism, right at that edge of it. And we could talk about it as much as possible. You and I both have people in our lives who are experts in recanting the science and yet complete novices when it comes to the experience of actually applying themselves. It takes the yards. Are you still meditating 2 hours a day?
No, not about. I get up at 4 and I do about an hour in the morning.
I don't know. How many hours do you think you've racked up in meditation over the last 40 years?
Well, I started when I was 27, and for a long time I was doing 2 a day. I've probably missed 10 days in the last 28 years. So I don't know.
You've missed 10 days in the last 28 years. Wow.